Good evening. Welcome to the July 11th AHRB meeting. The first item on the agenda is 12 Livingstone Avenue. We understand the applicant is not ready for tonight and will be seeing us at the next meeting. I make a motion to continue to next meeting, which is July 25th. Second?
Second.
And your seconds? Unanimous. Following item 71 Mohegan Park Avenue, please.
If you remember last time we were here, we were doing a second story addition, and we were missing the sky elevation training on that previous drawing, so that has now been added, as well as some recommended suggestions that you guys had have also been shutter width and just a number of changes to the overhang over the entrance.
So I see, thank you. This is a step in the right direction. However, there's a little more information that we require. But are you are you intimate with this drawing? Or is this from your architect and?
So our architect was at the lead last court today after we got feedback for this drawing, so we didn't have the opportunity to provide any feedback and get it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's good that you're here. So we can do one of two things. We can go over these things and you can watch the tape, which would be valuable, or we can make some notes, or you can take some notes and pass it along to him. I think there's a couple of things. The first issue is I'm not 100% clear what we're showing.
That was an accident.
Okay,
so not understanding what the sky elevation thing is.
Good. Okay, so this is the property line. This is obviously a lot more negotiable than that line.
Yes.
So that's an important thing. So I think we need a comparative diagram. By comparative, I mean your existing house and your proposed house. And I have to say, it can't hurt to show what the neighboring houses look like. And that doesn't mean that he has to survey them and show every window muntin and door handle, but just to show, I know the photographs are helpful, but we can do that by driving by the neighborhood, which a lot of times we do. But as a diagram to see how high the two adjacent houses are, and that helps us with a story as to why why it's okay for us to make an exception to the rule.
So right now, that is being recommended to be raised 3 feet. So the house is currently 3 feet lower than that, which obviously still violates the sky elevation plan.
So your existing house is just right here anyway?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that just showing us those layers of information help make the decision clear for everybody. Because the burden of evidence is on the applicant to show that what you're doing is, that the sky exposure plane is in fact an unnecessary hardship on your particular property and for your particular proposal. And so showing us the existing, the proposed.
So you're saying that the existing roof line is this
It's
one?
3 feet. So
Yeah.
essentially, we could continue that roof line, but we think it would look
No.
better with the
That's
raised
it.
roof
See,
line.
the criteria, and all of this is on the website as part of the code, the sky exposure plan code. The criteria is that to maintain conformity to the sky exposure plane. If you were to do that, and typically we ask for a proposal that shows how you would expand your house but conform to that regulation. But if conforming yields a house that is significantly less attractive than non-conforming, then it's a clear case for everyone. And so
a roof without a pitch would certainly be a less.
Correct.
yeah, which doesn't fit with your neighborhood.
Would be
and
less
isn't what-
attractive
Isn't
than,
what you want to do. So I think some elaboration on this diagram showing existing new, maybe a possible
So
sketch of what what would conform, although nothing does, I suppose. But just show us a diagram with existing, proposed, change.
All on one? Or
All
you
on
want-
one sheet. You do it all on one sheet, and it can be 11 by
Just a dotted
17.
line.
Just a little,
Oh, 2 next to each
yeah,
other.
2 next to each other, or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
They can be diagrammatic in nature. You don't have to show us all this stuff. This is for your elevation of your drawings that you're also
Yeah.
gonna submit. So I suggest that you come to us with that diagram next time and your set of drawings again.
Okay.
And your front side elevations and, you know, if you're putting lighting in,
Just to add two more notes. Can you get us the windows of your, these windows existing or you
That's
replacing the
an
window?
existing
We're
window,
not doing
yeah.
anything
So
yet at first.
show what is, this is.
well, so you're
what
doing
is-
something because this window is not that window.
Right.
We were just proposing to put in,
Mountains.
yeah.
So that's one thing. So try to do the simulated divided lights.
Well, you can't, it's a window system.
But you can
That's a
replace
window
it,
unit,
But you can replace it. You can do the.
just replace the whole
retrofit.
sash.
Yeah.
I guess you could do that, but
Sorry, what do you mean by sash?
this, it's the whole the piece that moves up and down is the sash, that frame. And so there's, in general, when one is replacing windows or proposing a new house, we insist on what's called a simulated divided light, which is not a removable piece.
It's not an applied piece. to
It's
the
not,
glass.
it's not something that you can take on and off. It's something that's integral to the window system. And so if you're replacing the window, we would say that you need to do it with a simulated divided light.
Just to be clear, the windows, these windows are new, right?
Those will be no.
So you're gonna probably,
They're new windows.
your new windows, and you're gonna probably look at the difference between simulated divided lights and the applied, and
I mean, there's windows that are already in the proposal, so I could provide that information to you.
right.
Yeah.
So I will assume that you will try to match what you're doing up there, upstairs to,
That is the intention.
right. So you will see ask for the simulated divided lights, and you'll see that it's more in the character of what you're doing.
Okay, but we need to put that in the packet.
Yeah, it's
so-
part of the specifications, but you can put a note.
It's a note, it's just a little, no, I mean, if,
Yeah,
a lot of times all this research is already done by the architect, so some applicants provide a sheet with the windows. This is helpful, although you can also just notate it on
The selection of the window, which window, with the specifications. But again, I think it's the way it looks, the house it looks. We are talking about details.
Yeah, so here's the main problem is that for us to actually go forward with this project, we need to, so the variance meeting is this week, right? So we need to get that, otherwise we're gonna be pushed back another month really, because we'll have to wait for the other variance meeting. And we're not gonna start this project in September, which is what will probably end up happening if we can't. Is there any way to get approval with, and we bring this in so that in the 2 weeks?
Board without approval here.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you're
There's-
supposed to go to
Suppo-
zoning first.
Yeah. You
Is there,
You made your day today.
is there also a way that perhaps we could, if we're submitting everything ahead of time, if we could maybe have a review of it before the meeting to make sure that we are doing it right?
Why don't you do this? Include your email, and if there's anything that jumps out at me ahead of time,
Okay.
I'll send you a note back.
Okay,
That would be wonderful.
okay.
But I think I'm just judging by everyone's relative
One
silence
more
here.
thing, I think a survey would be helpful, if you can bring
There-
a survey
it must
next
not have
time.
been included
So,
in the- It was in the original, so we'll make sure
Okay.
it's included in the.
Just give us
Just
everything
again.
Yeah.
We'll give
next
you
time.
everything.
You've got your zoning variance, you have your sky exposure plane diagram with existing and proposed, and you have
do
your,
you want a pen?
the proposed.
Can you just write that down?
A0, page A0 is survey.
We had it last time, okay.
We'll just resubmit.
Oh, in the last one?
Yeah, we'll resubmit
Do me a
everything
favor,
again.
could you keep the mic just so we can get
Oh,
your,
recording,
yeah.
sorry.
We have what's proposed.
I know it seems,
No, I got it.
Proposed,
First current, so.
and then the current, and then the proposed, bad looking drawing of what we have to do, I think, to make the variance.
That's literal.
And just tell them to erase this.
yeah, and it just, you gotta get rid of this
That'll
stuff, it's very
obviously-
confusing.
Yeah, that will not come back, that'll not.
It will help if you see, this is the
That's right.
existing height, this is the proposal.
One other thing that we were gonna propose, that if we had the option to do a revision, would be to make this a little narrower because the bracket pumping the,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
so just narrow that
But,
up 6
you know,
inches.
Those
up.
are things we can do in the meeting and still give you an approval the next
Okay.
time you come to us. So we can say, oh, well, and we can sketch this and let's do that. And the
Okay.
brackets here, and then we can, initial and
Got it,
get you
okay.
get your approval.
And
Okay.
is the lighting,
It's just require a note, and the note is
that
that
sufficient?
he's got it,
Okay.
or she.
Okay.
Make sure that
Just write,
it complies.
resubmit entire packet. Yeah, sorry we didn't have everything, it was
No,
a bit
this
of
is,
a nightmare getting you this.
Good luck with the zoning.
There was,
Yeah.
this guy elevation, the elevation plan was drawn in the back of the car in the Bronx, so I was like, running to get it from him to take the staples.
We know the scene.
thank you, thank you. I'll make a motion to continue this to the next meeting. Yeah, your second, it's unanimous, okay, thanks.
Okay, so
Well, if this is the site, then this is the house. And they're supposed to fit here, 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 and here. Right, you're saying, because the garage is in the front, and this is the side. You don't have to do that right here. You take, then you take the average here, whatever the average works out here and here. I think you're right, I don't know, I'm
You
not
don't have to do
100% sure.
4 sites? You
No.
you add the 4 sites, divided by 4, so that gives you the average of the 4 sites. Not you have to do anyway, so,
Okay.
but we should look at that.
We will, yeah. Next up is 548 Broadway. Are you here for that? No? The same applicant for 544. We'll wait till the end of the meeting, and if they're still not here, we'll put them, we'll continue them to the next meeting. 20 Parkville Terrace, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Kevin Slavin, I'm the general contractor on the project. Both the owners and the architect are unavailable to attend the meeting tonight, so they have asked me to attend their behalf. This application is for an addition to an existing deck, and basically match the materials that are on the existing front deck.
Well, I just have are there any, on the upper deck area, are those new windows or doors, or is this existing? In other words, since you're adding the deck, are you gonna alter this window, or to make a door out of it?
An exterior door on the right side of the bay.
That's a new door, right?
That's intended to be replaced.
So, sorry, this is getting replaced? So this part is the existing deck,
Yes.
so you're replacing this door. Are you changing this
No.
window system to a door? No, okay, that was really my question. And then if you could we make some notes on, are you going to replace all of this? It looks like a lot of this is falling down from the pictures.
The deck on below is existing,
Yeah.
there's no intention to do it.
I thought, did I see, it looked like there was some photographs, it was,
Existing, right?
It
it's
looks like
half, it's falling
It's
apart.
Right side
But it's
is.
existing.
Yes.
I mean, let's look here, you've got this thing falling apart.
Yes.
So my question is, and you've got these rails are painted white, this is the wood, so clearly you're gonna have to cut this a little bit and you're gonna have to replace this, so how, how are we gonna, what's the intention? Are they gonna all be painted white? Is it gonna be all?
The intention with the lower portion of the deck on the part of the owners is to do no work on that other than to repair that rail.
Okay, so in other words, so this is all white painted.
If you wanted to, if you intended to approve of the application contingent upon that railing being repaired and make that as. I don't
Well,
know.
no, what I want is something, yeah, some clear understanding.
Continuity.
I want some, clear harmony between this, this is a significant amount of deck. And so I wanna know if this is if you're gonna paint the whole thing, or if this is, right, these are all whatever, cedar rails or Ipe rails.
Yeah, they're cedar.
Would you then replace this, since this is falling apart, since you've gotta add a number of things, you've gotta rebuild this deck?
Okay,
in many ways.
I can't stand here and say that there's, a plan or intention to do that. The contractor's been hired to do the work. I can say that, probably just for budget reasons, there was no intent to do any work, on that lower portion of the deck, other than to repair it and make it look presentable.
Okay. So my other question is, I understand that the existing wood deck is this one, right?
Yes.
So, all right, so can you make sure that the detail is consistent? Because
The intention and.
it's too much, because the drawing doesn't show the same detailing. The drawing shows the posts continue, have like some detail at the top, and it's very different from what is drawn.
Okay.
So if you make it consistent with the existing, it's
Meaning
okay
the
with me.
detail on the proposed deck does not show
Right, the
gaps.
existing deck is not reflected in the drawings. Personally, if you match what's in the picture,
Yes,
it's fine.
okay, well, that is the intention.
Well, it's not in the drawing, that's what I'm saying.
So we can reconcile that with a number of notes on this set of drawings that will allow you to move on tonight.
Yes, if you could approve. the
Okay, but I don't wanna
application.
put words in anyone's mouth.
No, this is a railing that
That's
I haven't
good.
constructed on my own house.
Okay.
Okay, so that's good.
Looked at it, they liked
This
it.
rail is good, it's not in the drawings. And as long as you match the existing railing, details,
That
and
is-
character, I'm fine.
That is the intention, and that's what the owners have requested to be done to.
At the upper,
Yeah,
not the
coming
lower.
back
The lower
again.
doesn't match the upper
Yeah,
already.
the question is something that you asked, was that this is different from this? Is both of them gonna match? Because right now, this is brown, this is white.
Well, that is what's existing, and obviously I know that what's existing, does not match.
I am fine with it. I'm
So
fine
you're gonna
with that
match, so you're gonna match this
Yes.
all the
Yeah,
way
yeah.
across?
Oh.
Which is okay. All right, so-
Especially since it's gonna increase substantially. However, does everybody see?
It appears though that the lower railing is out further than the upper railing. And it's drawn as though the posts were coming through from the upper railing down.
They might be sitting on the deck.
Yeah, look at this, see this is out further.
The drawings are
See
right.
where this position is relative to that?
So
Why would
basically
you be
what's
putting a new
happening
pier
is
still?
This post will be somewhere in here, correct?
Obviously to
Well-
re-support, but how are you sending the columns all the way through if they're gonna take the lift?
Well, you can't, because you can't bring this out. You can't bring this out, because then it's gonna go out over the side of the
No,
house.
but on this side,
No, this
I think
goes
he's
out.
cutting back, there's no choice but to cut back.
cut it
the ground.
back, yeah.
Should be
So,
somewhere.
I mean, just looking at this, look at your side elevation.
No, he's showing if you look at the plan, he's showing this coming up,
No.
so it matches the downstairs.
But it
It's
doesn't-
just-
but
It
it's
doesn't, it
confusing.
doesn't show on the
Oh,
side
okay.
here.
It's showing as if this comes out
This-
further.
Side view
Yeah.
is really showing that these
The
two,
drawing,
the new upper deck is in the same plane as the lower deck. However, we know that's not the case, because this sticks out from the house about
Yes.
2 feet. So you're gonna be cutting this back.
No, the plan is for the upper deck to come out to match the plane of the lower
It's
deck.
a mistake in the drawing. The line of the house,
yeah,
That's showing
somewhere
that
in
from the
here.
side.
yeah, correct.
and this jokes out, just.
And so it jogs at this
There's
point.
just a line missing in there, that's it.
So there's 3 new footers, there's all new structure that's coming down past this existing railing in different locations. So this.
This
would
leads
be a
me to
post
believe that
coming
this is
down
being
here.
replaced.
Yep.
This one's new, all the way to the ground.
Yeah.
New to the ground, new to the ground. It's not demonstrated here.
Maybe we
This all has to be
missed
replaced anyway.
Yeah. No, I know, that's what I was getting at.
'Cause why would
So the question is,
you need new
should we
piers,
ask
which means new
for this
posts.
thing to all be
New
the same?
columns.
I think it should all match. I think it's funny to have.
His point is understandable, by the time that you have to replace these posts, because these posts are coming down to the ground
Yes.
with footing.
Uh-huh.
That's what the
You
drawing
only
shows.
have the middle pieces, maybe you
Two
look to your
sections.
plan.
I'd be more than happy to give them a new railing, it's only money. I'm a contractor, they, you know,
So
they,
you see,
I understand, you know.
see, it's all wrong.
Yes, well, they want that repaired, that.
By the time that you change the post, and you fix this, you may as well. But it's, we understand what we're saying.
Yes, I do. I understand completely. I lived in a neighboring town for 37 years in Ardsley in the mid-'80s. I sat on the architecture review board in Ardsley myself for 3 years, so I certainly know and understand and respect the purpose of your existence.
Got out quickly. Good choice. Yes. Okay, I think, given that a lot of this looks like it's gonna, I know that, you know, client's intention is to keep as much as possible in places, but I think given the fact that a lot of this is being replaced anyway, we're gonna ask that you have the upper and this lower portion match, which is the replacement of a few
That
balusters.
this lower railing match the upper railing.
Yes, and that both
Fair enough.
railings, rather than meet the detail in the drawing, actually match the existing detail on
the second floor.
on the second floor, which is the post
Make it consistent.
6
with
inches or whatever it is above the rail height.
Right.
Um,
You want to,
This is a good.
you want the drawing to reflect the detail of this.
Yeah, correct.
The exact detail.
A record.
It's gonna match this photo.
Yes.
Yeah, so if that's fine with you? All right, so I'll make a motion to approve this with the contingent upon the replacement of the lower deck railing to match the upper deck railing material and detail, and that the detail that exists, that we see in the photograph, will be the one that's constructed on both upper and lower, and not the detail represented in the drawing. Do I have a second?
One second.
Yeah, your seconds?
Approved.
Unanimous? Thank you.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna
so-
make some notes on this approval, and go from there.
Basically, you want this rail on the bottom to match the rail on the top. Yes. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you. Next item is 5 Magnolia Drive.
Stop.
No one here from Matthew residence? 504 Broadway, please.
Mike Atkins.
I'm gonna give him to you. Pardon? I know, could you just grab the mic, introduce yourself, and we'll make it. Yeah, looks good, looks good to me.
Approved.
Okay, a motion to approve this application as submitted. May I hear seconds? It's unanimous. Thank you.
Good luck.
60 Belden. No. 49 Clinton.
Hello again. We're here today representing the National School, developing a science program for them. In our previous visits, you'll recall we got a sequence of discussions and we have made various accommodations to concerns on the north part and part of the neighbors and reduced the height of various signs. My understanding of our status is that all aspects of this have been approved, excepting two. One being colors, with a concern expressed by some neighbors about softening the colors, and two 2 being the specific location of the sign at Broadway to confirm that it worked okay with the new pedestrian crossing sign that was recently installed and also stayed within the property line.
That's correct.
So, we sent you a new composite that showed the location of this sign, but I have added to the back of this clarification of the property line. Here's a copy for you. So there's a granite
Take the
marker.
mic
Yeah,
for it.
sorry. There is a granite marker at the corner of the property that's referenced in this section of the survey, which we can give a certified copy of it to the building department. But as you can see in the last page of those 3, that granite marker is in place. It's referenced on the certified survey. So you carry that line straight up. It actually probably suggests that the edge of the pedestrian crossing sign slightly increases the master's property. So back to page 1, we have no difficulty at all in staying entirely within the property line, obviously not only with the post itself, but with the overhang.
How does it look on the other way, going from?
And we didn't do a composite of that.
No,
It looks the
but
same,
is
except
it
you see
visible?
the-
Is it visible?
Totally visible. It's going to require that we cut back the foliage in that area, which is a bit overgrown anyway.
Okay.
But we'll be cutting back foliage entirely on Master's property, and it's Master's intent to do a careful and professional job and clean up that corner a bit. The view from the other side is a little less appealing from our standpoint because we're fighting with a big yellow sign, but everybody understands the need for pedestrian safety. So we are confident that we can achieve what we show here entirely within Master's property. So then the other point under discussion was the field color of the sign and the text color. Master's color is PMS 268 purple,
Mhm.
and we looked at that, but also 269, which is one shade darker. So these are both identical. And in deference to the concerns of all those who had a concern, we are happy to morph from 268 to 269, just a touch deeper. There was a discussion about the possibility of using off-white instead of white lettering, and that's a change we really would like not to make, both because to maximize our liability and also because it creates, in our view, a little contrary sort of air in context of the rest of the master's materials. So those were the 2 issues I believe were in play, unless you all had something else, color and location of property.
Yes.
That's right, that's my understanding.
Are you taking comments from the public?
If they are brief, because we are not taking comments regarding the location of the other signs, the size of the signs, the design of the signs. We're only discussing, actually, I have no need to discuss this because this is a level of splitting hairs that is, I believe, intrusive from this board, and so I will defer to the applicant's desire to either match their school color, or if they prefer this slightly, I don't know, 0.5% muted tone, then that's fine with me too.
I have to say.
We're not going to debate
I have to
this
say,
question.
just for the comment, not debatable, that I prefer the 269, but it's fine.
No, we are, in fact, have revised the documents the same as you have before, to say 269 instead of 268.
I'm fine with that.
So if, with those constraints in mind,
May I say
Ms.
that
Spikes, then I'm happy to hear your comments.
I have been deputized by
Come take the microphone.
somebody to make these remarks.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is from James Kybert. I'm Judith Dillon Spikes, my address is 5 Grace Terrace. I live across the street from that street school. I live at the corner now, and I live across the street from that street. James Kybert lives, and I'm not sure of the number, but I think it's the big house. Big house.
Pink house.
Big house. And that's directly across Clinton Avenue from the main entrance to that street. He says, I can't be there tonight, I have to work. I suggested a richer colored hue, not the acid bright purple with bright white, but the deeper purple with the dove white that has more gravitas and will sit better in the natural surrounding. The claim was do any other. I went to their store and found these other purples that are richer and more stately. I hope you agree, and I hope you can bring samples to tonight's meeting. I'm not sure who the "you" is, whether he meant master school or.
The deputy is the you.
I don't bring them. All right, I brought some. They will bring samples, supposedly tonight for your review. These are the samples that, you want to see this too? That James sent me, and I must say that, please look at some ones farther down, they actually show that there's sweatshirts from the shop. But I have to say that this does not remotely reproduce what I saw when I saw. Now, I'm not an artist.
Take the mic.
I am not an artist. I assume that James, who is an artist, can see the difference between samples that you know I can see.
This is the color.
You take a look.
James
Well, I
recommended,
can see it's a little darker.
but this is the color that he recommended the last hearing.
That's the color Jim recommended.
Yes, and so we are going with the color.
Yeah, so I think it's important to say that maybe Jim is hypersensitive to the color, because we're all in a profession that looks very closely at things like this, and I don't think one or the other is going to make any difference in the sign. That's my opinion. But you're welcome to judge for yourself and tell us what you think, because you are quite literally the closest neighbor that we have of all the people that have been at all the meetings. And do you believe that either of these would make a difference?
I can't visualize it. I'm neither an artist nor an architect. I defer to James.
But this is James' preference, so it's a moot point.
I can tell him that I did it, and his selection has been
Fair enough.
accepted.
Okay, thank you.
Any comment?
Anyone else? No?
Happy to respond to any comments.
Sure, I think at this point, just let us know your preference, because we wanna.
We'll go 269, we're happy to go darker.
Okay, so I make a motion, we approve this application as submitted with the color number 269, the location which has been to our satisfaction negotiated, and the other items which we negotiated at the previous meeting. I think, Ed, do we have a copy of that?
I have a copy of what we submitted the last time. The
So
same in
maybe
every
we can-
respect, except it now says 269 instead of 268.
Great, so we'll agglomerate that whole package, and that will be the
And
basis.
why don't you
No,
include
If
this?
you want to keep that as a control sample, you're happy to. If you keep the other one,
Yes.
we'll make sure we deliver.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Yeah, your seconds. Unanimous, thank you.
Thank you all, appreciate it.
Let's see, we had 548 and 544 Broadway. I saw that someone came to the meeting late. No, you're not the applicant for either of those projects. How about 5 Magnolia? Oh, hi, come on up.
One additional, just minor changes.
This is a change.
Take the mic and introduce yourself.
The office for this project. We're just doing a small renovation to 5 Magnolia.
Yeah, just submit our request. take the mic, please? You gotta record.
So we're changing the exterior, minor changes to the exterior, mostly new windows and some replacement windows. This is the existing street. That's the existing neighbors. This is the house itself. It's highly vegetated. Some more photos of the house itself. This is the east elevation,
You can hardly see
south, west,
Sorry.
and north. These are some photos of the existing site. On the east elevation, we're just replacing one front door, moving the garage door, moving a window, and we're adding one window to match the existing windows.
I think it's clear.
Okay. Don't have to
Do
go
you have
into
anybody any
details.
comment?
I'm fine.
No,
I'm fine.
I think it looks good.
Okay.
No, Brandon's a neighbor. If anyone has a
Are you the neighbor?
comment, okay. Thank you. It looks great, so we don't need to
Do you want this back?
belabor it. I make a motion, we approve this application as submitted. Second. Yeah, your
Approve.
seconds. It's unanimous.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
So we continue.
Motion to continue 548 Broadway to the next meeting.
Second.
Yeah, your seconds.
Approve.
Unanimous. Motion to continue 544 Broadway to the next meeting. Yeah, your seconds. Unanimous. We have a, pardon? We did say that, that's right.
So we should review.
I'm sorry, can we just go back?
Yes.
Thanks for reminding me.
We
And
vote to reopen.
can we reopen these two? Are we still on? Okay, so this is,
Ed, before we continue, I have a question on that with the average grade. Have you looked at the average grade? Is that what it's supposed to be on those two houses? No, just the way it's shown on the drawings.
so, yeah, because there,
Is it a,
well, there's two questions. One, 50 has about the process. The other, I guess, is a question that came up a while ago at another application, which is, are they taking the, what are they calling existing, the,
Existing or manipulated.
yes, and so,
Which is very hard to keep track of. What they're doing is asking all the applicants to put on their drawings, their final drawings, the height from existing or average grade, which, their survey has to show us.
mhm.
And then also to give that same height from the point at the center line of the curve, the front elevation of the house.
Okay, so you take the center line of the property line at the curb, and you give that,
To the
so
same
you have an
point that
absolute
he's
height.
figured out from existing to.
and then you take all four sides and divide by 4 to get the average grade?
Average grade is, you take all four corners.
All 4 corners and divide by 4.
Right.
Take a look at that, tell me if it's, because if that's not the case, then it's weird.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I think, all of this process is contingent on us accepting the applicant's survey and process as rigorous and accurate. And if it's somehow not, which I think,
3 sides are almost at first floor level, the 4th side is down.
yeah,
Don't you have to average that? And once you average the 4th side, it's It's gonna
it
change
may
it.
change that. So I think
Can we verify that?
I can go out and
No, it's just a survey. I don't know if I've seen something on that. But,
check the survey.
this is telling this the average grade on 3 sides and then all this stuff you've done.
Which is two
Then
sides.
how can we
That's just the final grade.
strip it down? Unless you do that. Only
side is a tricky one.
It's the garage side that,
Yeah,
that's,
it's just, well, no, I don't know if that's gonna be so much. You really have to look at the plan,
oh,
the
the
survey
survey
for that. Yeah.
with the house on it.
That, we don't have that.
I don't
This-
have it.
First cement.
Yeah, then the first of it.
I'll have to get the topo from the planning board package. Because I should have submitted that for planning board.
We can approve contingent on that.
Yeah, I think we can,
I'm okay with the rest of it.
I think we can approve contingent on the accuracy of the sky closure plan diagram.
Make sure the key window match, this is 4/4, this is 6/6. 8/8. And
It's
simulated
everywhere on the plans.
Okay, let's start with the first one, which is 548 Broadway.
We need a match.
Make a motion to approve this application as submitted contingent on the accuracy of the sky closure plane diagram, which Mr. Manley's going to check for us. Also contingent on the windows being simulated divided lights and for the, for the 6/6 windows as shown in elevation to prevail over the 8/8, which is shown in the window schedule. Any other items?
No, I agree with that, but less
Six
reason.
over six.
6/6.
6/6.
The window schedule has 8/8. Do I have a second? Yeah, your second?
All simulated divided lights and
All simulated.
elevation.
Yes. Yeah, your seconds, do we? Are unanimous? Okay. 544 Broadway, motion to approve contingent on the sky exposure plane diagram
It's
being accurate, again, to be checked by Mr. Manley, and for the 6/6 in the elevation to prevail over the window schedule. Do I have a second? Again, also simulated divided lights. Deputy seconds, we are unanimous. On to the minutes.
Oh, minutes, yes. Those minutes.
We have,
2 minutes, right?
yeah. I have it,
60 Belden? No, we did that.
No, 60 building, we need to continue.
Continue.
60 Belvin was not here, okay.
I know we approved.
5 Magnolia was approved, 504 Broadway was approved. 60 Belden,
Belden, nobody's here.
no one's here. Motion to continue to the next meeting.
One second.
Mayor seconds, unanimous. So we have tonight the June 22nd and July 27th minutes. Any comments on
I will-
22nd?
I will find them.
July.
Everything looks fine. This is,
Oh, this is way
last
back
one.
when, way before me.
When did you start?
Well, I thought this was this year.
Yeah, you
Wait,
can
before-
recuse
Oh, this is
yourself.
last year?
I'm recused.
Last year.
This is last year.
and you can recuse too.
I recuse.
All right, Deepti.
Okay.
Are you okay, Deepti?
Yes, I'm fine.
All right,
Motion to
approve
approve these minutes, yeah, your seconds, the three of us are unanimous.
it. Same as the other one.
Dale and Brandon abstain. 27th of July, 2015. Comments?
That's it.
Motion to approve these minutes. Yeah, your seconds, Dipti,
Seventh.
and we are unanimous. Again, Dale and Brandon abstain. Motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Yeah, your seconds. You're unanimous.